I'm starting actually with the heat map of Bitcoin and crypto. And again, obviously, Bitcoin is the biggest red one right over here. It is down just fractionally 1.7%. But really, if we look at this, the heat map in general, we're looking at a heat map that has a lot of red on it today for crypto. And I want to show you guys a few things that I think are interesting. So if we flip over to the chart of Solana, Solana continues its collapse. Now, again, I warned you guys about this just yesterday. I said again, in fact, it was 2 days ago, excuse me. I said, listen, I am seeing the signs, the technical signs in these altcoins that they are literally getting ready to collapse. And the reason I'm seeing these signs is I'm seeing, number one, I'm seeing the shilling, the scamming, the euphoria. Anytime you post anything bad on any crypto, oh my God, you better watch out. They're coming for you. It is exactly what I saw in 2021. Okay, now again, not with Bitcoin. I want to be clear. Bitcoin, still doing its thing. It's not extended like it is. People are still excited about obviously the spot ETF, the halving, but it's stocks like, or I should say crypto like this, that you have to be very careful about, guys. A lot of leverage is being used. All right, 25. I mean, I keep on seeing these posts on social media like, oh, I just made 75% on XYZ crypto using 25 leverage or 50 leverage. That leverage, as you come down and you stop those people out, it's additional major selling. You can see this chart of Solana come back in amazingly. Let's go to the chart here. But really, you could see this coming back in right to this area around $75 very, very, very quickly. Now, again, do I think there's actual use case for Solana? Yes, I do. All right, so it's more that it's just gotten way too extended in the near term with this move up. It's already trading back down from 126 or so back down to $97. That's a big percentage drop. And honestly, yeah, you'll probably get a little like this and you'll drop it down. What's interesting too about Solana is that Solana was being talked about as being the Ethereum killer. And what I think is fascinating about this, and that you guys probably will find fascinating as well, is that if you look at Ethereum, Ethereum is actually rallying up, or has pushed up here. If we look over here, it actually just tagged a pivot high while Solana's falling. So what we're actually seeing here, guys, is that there's a rotation, a partial rotation of capital from people in Solana that are moving back to Ethereum. Now, again, do I think Ethereum is going to go to the moon and go to 5,000 in the next week? I don't think so. But again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong on some of these. Obviously, these cryptos going crazy. I mean, literally nuts to the upside. Obviously, I'm just managing my shorts and everything like that. We're doing fine. We'll end up making lots of money on these. But the point being, again, guys, Ethereum moving up, Solana moving down. It's interesting to watch this kind of inverse relationship as they seem to have been pitted against each other. Which one is going to flip? I've heard, oh, Solana is going to flip Ethereum. Oh, Ethereum never will be flipped by Solana. There's this battle being waged on this. Now, looking at Ethereum, what's kind of fascinating about this, look at this channel, guys. So we look at this channel on Ethereum, we can actually start to see some rhyme and reason, right? We have all these low pivots down here, right? And then on the upside, we actually just tagged this resistance level. And you can see it over here just a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but nonetheless, that is resistance. So we did hit resistance on on Ethereum. We'll see if we push through that to the upside. But again, right now, you are into resistance as well on Ethereum. All right, a couple other charts I do want to go over. I do want to talk about the bigger time frames as we come to the end of this broadcast. This is the bigger time frame of silver. So let me move out of the way so you guys can see it here. All right, so we have silver on the monthly chart. There was this monster bull run that was back in 2010, 2011, where silver went up to about $50 an ounce. Now, what I like about this, when you zoom out, by the way, when you zoom out on the bigger time frame, you start to get a bigger picture. All right, so if I'm giving you guys projections for the next few days, I'm going to look at the daily chart. If I'm giving the next few weeks to month or two, I'm looking at the weekly chart. If I'm looking at like what's silver going to do potentially in the next year or two, you need to be at the monthly chart. Time frame actually does matter. And in this situation, what we can see is this is the pattern on the chart. To me, it looks like a beautiful bullish consolidation on the monthly. Look at that. Look at that consolidation pattern. And basically what you're looking for is a breakout above this $26 level right here. You get a breakout, you could actually over time, and again, this is going out a long way, but in the next, let's say 2-3 years, would it shock me to see a double top up here on silver at $50? It actually would not, especially if I'm correct that the dollar continues to decline over time, and that means commodities in terms of dollars go higher.
Hi to crypto friends. Crypto Street is back with the Christmas gifts, the most mind-blowing crypto scoop to light up your screens, like no other. Hit that subscribe button and buckle up. Let's talk about the deep end. Bitcoin's $10.1 billion showdown and the mining mayhem that's rocking the crypto boat. Bitcoin, our favorite roller coaster, is gearing up for a $10.1 billion showdown on December 29th, 8 o'clock a.m. ET. Bulls are flexing, expecting an ETF approval, but bears are plotting to push BTC below $42,000. It's like a high-stakes poker game, but with Bitcoin. Who's going to win? The answer might just shake up the whole crypto cosmos. The drama unfolds as call options take the lead in this nail-biting battle. Bears are eyeing the $42,000 mark, but bulls are not backing down. Deribit and CME are the heavyweights in this clash with a mind-boggling $9 billion in open interest. The plot twist? The SEC is talking about ETF approval in January. Will the bulls reign supreme, or will the bears pull off a crypto coup? Watch out, folks. Switching gears to the mining mayhem, Christmas brought Bitcoin a gift, an all-time high hash rate of 544 exahashes per second. Max Keiser is shouting from the rooftops, predicting a $400,000 BTC. But hold up, miners are facing a dilemma. While celebrating network strength, they're dealing with a dip in profitability. The crypto seas are getting choppy, my friends. And now, the man with the crypto crystal ball, Benjamin Cowan, is sounding the alarms. He's got his eye on a potential Bitcoin correction, deja vu to 2019. His charts are talking about an engulfing candle pattern, a signal for a market shakeup. Plus, he's connecting the dots between Bitcoin's peaks and Federal Reserve rate cuts. Will history repeat itself, or are we in for a crypto curveball? Now, let's continue our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
Potential breakdown on the US dollar, and it certainly looks like we have broken down. And again, just taking a look here, this is where it gets interesting, right? So what we have is we have a low pivot over here, a low pivot over here, and now we've broken this trend line here. Now, the reason why this is important, and I explained it yesterday, is because, again, if the dollar continues to fall, number one, the stock market likes it, at least for now. But number two, you can start to import inflation. And again, just ask countries which obviously are extreme scenarios, but Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Argentina, again, as your currency gets debased, drops in value against other currencies, it tends to raise the prices of goods, obviously anything that is imported. So again, this is a big deal. Now, my estimation is we're not going to see a free fall on the dollar. De-dollarization, which is the hot term, that's not happening for years and years and years. Yes, eventually it will happen, but not in the near term. So again, we talked about it yesterday. This is your short-term target around 99 and change. And again, that'll be your near-term level. We'll have to see if that holds. Ultimately, next year, I do think there's a chance we could really start to go down quite a bit lower. You could even be testing these levels in here, which if we look across, you're talking about the 95 level on the Dixie. Now, if the 95 level gets hit on the Dixie, think about where commodities are. Commodities, again, starting to rally back up. We've seen oil move up. Yesterday pulled back a little. Today it's back down a little bit, but still well off the near-term highs. But what about iron ore, cocoa? You know, all of these other commodities, if the dollar continues to decline, those commodities just naturally will start to move to the upside. And that's where you get into some crazy scenarios on reigniting inflation. And by the way, if you look back in the 70s, we had basically this price action in the 70s in inflation. Inflation went up. It then came down because, again, there were steps and measures that took place. And then you know what it did? It started to turn like this. Everyone thought this was a big win. Inflation was over. And it turned back up and actually made a higher high. And again, that would be the concern right now with me in following what we're seeing in the commodities with the U.S. dollar starting to decline, with various things like that.
In a recent statement by Sergei Lavrov, Russia's foreign affairs minister, he noted that the BRICS bloc is set to expand in 2024 with new members including the United Arab Emirates, UAE, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. He revealed that approximately 30 countries would like to establish partner ties with BRICS. Additionally, as November drew to a close, China and Saudi Arabia forged a currency swap agreement valued at 50 billion yuan, $6.93 billion, which some interpret as Xi Jinping's move to contest the supremacy of the US dollar. Over the past year, Bitcoin surged by 153%, with numerous other digital currencies also seeing substantial increases. Yet, assessing the top cryptocurrencies in relation to Bitcoin's performance, the annual shifts present a distinctly varied perspective. That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.